Hey, let's talk Goonies, as I play Teeny Con's Pirate Bay on Golf It. On the 23rd weekend of 1985, Rambo First Blood Part 2 was still blowing up the box office, holding strong at number 1. But while Rambo was flexing muscles and blowing stuff up, another film was quietly stealing the hearts and treasure maps. Steven Spielberg's The Goonies, which claimed the number 2 spot that weekend and a permanent place in pulp culture history. The Goonies sailed into theaters on June 7, 1985, and it was pure Spielberg gold. Dreamt up by Steven Spielberg and co-written with Chris Columbus, the guy behind Home Alone. This film follows a ragtag crew of misfit kids from the Goondocks of Astoria, Oregon. Hence their name, the Goonies. One dusty attic treasure map later, they're off on a wild, booby-trap-filled quest for pirate gold. It's like E.T. and Indiana Jones had a baby, and Richard Donner, director of Superman and Lethal Weapon, gave birth to it, or delivered it, or at least directed the movie. But The Goonies isn't just a movie, it's a lifestyle. The fan base, they are devoted, die-hard, downright legendary fans. So much so that the fans trekked to Astoria, Oregon, where the movie was filmed, to celebrate Goonies Day every June 7th. And in 2022, one superfan, Bayman Zarecki, I think is how you pronounce his name, turned his fandom into real estate by dropping a whopping $1.65 million to buy the actual Goonies house. And if you want, Zarecki is up to having visitors and able to take pictures with the house. But it's going to cost you a truffle shuffle. No, not really. Just maybe. I don't know. Who knows? It's not just fans who treasure it. In 2017, the Library of Congress officially recognized the Goonies as culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant and added it to the National Film Registry. So yeah, it's more than just a movie. It's a cinematic treasure. A full-blown cinematic treasure to every kid's wildest dream. So let's raise the Jolly Roger and set sail with this tale that kicks off with a bang. Actually, it starts off with a jailbreak. Hughes, Jake Fratelli, played with sweaty sleeves by Robert Davey, busting out of the slammer thanks to his trigger-happy brother Francis, played by Joe Pantoliano, and their chain-smoking, gravel-voiced ringleader Mama Fratelli, played to a terrifying perfection by the late great character actress Anne Ramsey. This trio of criminals is like the Three Stooges with a rap sheet, though. Chaotic, dangerous, and incompetent. As they screech through Astoria in a zigzagging police chase, we get a quick flash of our heroes, the Goonies, played by a who's list of actors. Sean Astin plays Mikey, the adventure-seeking dreamer with asthma and a big heart. Corey Feldman, who plays the well-nicknamed friend Mouth, because he's fast-talking, full of sass, and fluent in sarcasm, as well as Spanish. Hoy Quan plays Data. He's a pint-sized James Bond-ish gadget inventor. Josh Brolin, he plays Brand, Mikey's muscle-bound older brother who's just trying to work out and keep everyone in line. Then rounding out the gang, we have Jeff Cohen as Chunk, the snack-loving walking accident and master of the truffle shuffle. Carrie Green, who plays Andy, the high school cheerleader and the real treasure that Brand seeks. And rounding it completely off, the last is Martha Plimpton, who plays Steph, Andy's snarky friend. Back at Mikey's house, the mood turns grim. A soulless land developer is about to demolish the Goondocks neighborhood.
When they foreclose on all the whatever you call it.
Trash the Goondocks.
When they wreck our house, I hope they make it a sand trap.
And never get their balls out.
But wait, in the attic, hidden among the dusty relics and weird old stuff from Mikey's dad's museum job, the kids uncover what could be a game changer. A treasure map from the infamous legendary pirate One-Eyed Willie.
One-Eyed Willie. Yeah, he was the most famous pirate in his time.
The map sparks the adventure ablaze in Mikey, along with the hope of saving the Goondocks. But there's one hitch. Brand. He is stuck babysitting, and he is not about to let Mikey and company run off on some pirate fantasy. So the kids do what any true adventurers would do. They make a plan and spring it into action. Mikey, Mouth, Chunk, and Data saddle their bikes to discover where the old, weathered, blood-stained map leads. The band of bicycle bros are led to a creepy old restaurant, long abandoned, or so they think. Turns out it's now the hideout of the Fratellis. The young Mad Titan, Brand, catches up with the treasure hunters and saves them from the clutches of Mama Fratelli and her bumbling sons. Rather than abandoning their treasure adventure, the boys go off into a distance and watch and wait for the Fratellis to leave, and then venture back inside the restaurant, along with Andy and Steph, who just happen to be in the neighborhood. Inside, they find a secret passage in the fireplace that leads underground. Hearing the Fratellis return, the group of kids scurry into the secret passage. Everyone except for Chunk. Yeah, Chunk forever getting the short end of the baby wreath. He gets stuck in a freezer with a very dead FBI agent and ends up captured by the Fratellis. Underground, the Goonies make their way through the passages that Mikey is certain will lead to One-Eyed Willie's bounty.
Up there. Down here, it's our time. It's our time down here.
While they follow the map through the maze of caverns above ground, Chunk is telling the Fratellis everything.
Everything.
Kale, talk. In 3rd grade, I cheated on my history exam. In 4th grade, I stole my Uncle Max's toupee and I glued it on my face when I played Moses in my Hebrew school play. In 5th grade,
When the Fratellis discover the hidden passage for themselves, Chunk is locked up with the isolated Fratelli family member Sloth. Sloth, who is played by former NFL defensive lineman John Matsuoka, is a large, physically deformed third sibling of the Fratelli family that they keep secretly locked up in the basement of the restaurant. Yeah, they are not getting the Family of the Year award anytime soon. Meanwhile, the Goonies venture through a labyrinth of booty traps.
You mean booby traps?
That's what I said, booby traps.
Data's gadgets shine here, bringing Chris Columbus's signature slapstick genius to life. Think Home Alone, but underground.
Sweetheart, are you okay?
No.
Back in the Fratelli's dungeon, Chunk has befriended the massively strong, misunderstood, and lovable Sloth. With Sloth's massive strength, they escape the dungeon together. They race off to catch up with the rest of the crew. Eventually, the Goonies, minus Chunk, discover a massive underground cavern containing Willie's pirate ship, the Inferno. It's a jaw-dropping set piece, built with so much practical magic it makes today's CGI look like Looney Tunes. Practical effects, where are they now? Look, can we get them back? Aboard the ship, the Fratellis corner the children and proceed to make the scurvy little rascals walk the plank.
Yeah, we'll play pirates. Now walk the plank.
However, before the 7 castmates all go overboard, Sloth shows up with his battle cry and all the swashbuckling pizzazz of Errol Flynn to the rescue. While the Fratellis have a family feud, the Goonies decide to voluntarily jump overboard to escape. And rather than completely spoiling the end of the movie, I'm going to stop right there because, you know, some treasures are best discovered firsthand. But now, what did I think of the Goonies? Well, there is a reason that the Goonies is a beloved classic that has the following it does. Even in today's 2+ hour long CGI films, this movie is a thrilling, fun watch for the family. In fact, I think it's possibly more fun than some of those 2+ hour CGI movies that we get today. This movie makes me want to go back to practical effects. The set pieces are fantastic, and the makeup work that they do for Sloth is incredible. The way that the prop department gets the eyes to work together is amazing. You can barely tell one is an animatronic eye. The acting performances are great by all the young actors. No wonder some of them are drawing the audiences they are today, because they just have not lost a step. The Goonies may have never been number one at the box office, but I can tell you it will always be number one to its never say die fan base.
Goonies never say die!
I give the Goonies 4 1/4 treasure maps and a truffle shuffle for good measure. That is a Goonies recap and review. Did you agree with what I had to say about it? Do you still think it is a classic that holds up today? Also, what did you think of Pirate Bay on Golf It? Did you enjoy watching me struggle my way through there? Let me know what you think. What game maybe should I be playing for you to enjoy as I do my next review? And if you'd like to see the entire gameplay of my 18 holes of Golf It, check out my second channel, Doodle Brain Gaming. There you can watch me play the whole thing, hear my commentary on it of how I thought it was going. So hit the like button, the subscribe button, the notification button, all those YouTube buttons, and go find yourself a movie to enjoy. Kick back, relax, and you will see me next time when I review another classic.
Huh?